That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you kill a Banshee. First off, I'd like to say, or I'd like to apologize for getting this video up fairly late. This gameplay is from about, I think, the third day this character is available. That was by the time I used probably 4 reset powers on him. But I feel like this build is the best one out of all the ones I've made. It is a hybrid tank and melee build, and it's pretty damn good. So, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I showed what I was using, and that was pretty important because you'll see how much wraith damage I do after hitting enemies with warp. Look at this. Look how powerful the wraith is. I mean, that's about 2/3 of his armor without any bonus, you know, without cloak or without, that almost two-shot him. I think I got 2 headshots right there. You know, I don't have any of the weapon damage picked in the passives, so this is, with no bonuses, I'm almost killing brutes in 2 shots. So, warp ammo plus warp is very, very nice. Great combo. In the description it says, you know, plus 100 biotic damage. That doesn't mean you shoot an enemy and then you get higher biotic damage. It means if an enemy is affected by a biotic, you get extra damage, and it's best notice with warp. And that's one problem with this character against the Reapers, is that Shockwave will detonate the Swarmers instead of the Ravager, if that makes sense. So you saw right there, I got the biotic explosion, but didn't actually damage the Ravager whatsoever. So as far as the builds goes, I have 3 points in barrier, simply for the extra 25% damage protection, and for the occasional detonation for staggering nearby enemies. One thing I learned about barrier over the past few days is that it only will float one enemy at a time, and right there, brutes and ramps is not a good combination. It'll only make one enemy float at a time, so if there's 3 unshielded enemies near you and you detonate it, only one of them will float away, so don't depend on it too much. Yeah, 3 points into it, and then I have your standard warp setup. Warp is one of those powers where you either max it or you don't touch it at all. So, and if you do max it, you do the same thing every single time. Detonate, expose, pierce. That's just your standard setup. Right there, I had like 3 locusts on me, and it was just too much, even for a krogan. But yeah, I have warp max, and I have shockwave with 5 points on it. With let's see, detonation. I'm not sure what the other evolution is. I think it's just damage instead of radius, and radius is bugged in the PC. So, for the passives, damage capacity, good thing about this Krogan, unlike the Vanguard, is he gets the 50% weight reduction instead of the 30 points. So you definitely want to pick that to reduce the barrier recharge speed, or to make it less effective. That's a horrible diction right there, but you get what I'm saying. And then I have the, I think I have the headshot evolution, simply because warp and shockwave don't really need their damage increase, it's just all about the biotic explosion. So I have the headshot increase, which definitely helps against Cerberus for those pesky guardians. And then the last evolution, I've reduced the weight of shotguns, so I can carry the Wraith and put on the Piercer and the melee attachment, and I can still have a pretty damn high recharge speed. So, and then of course fitness is actually all melee damage, because lately I've been going CQC with my characters, and just wait until you see this Geth Infiltrator melee build I made. I mean, I have Tactical Cloak maxed and melee maxed, so you can only imagine. But yeah, this guy is already one of my favorite characters in the game, simply because I never enjoyed playing the Krogan You know, Biotic Charge is fun and all, but his is like slow motion, has a retardedly slow recharge speed. There's a nice 2-shot on a Ravager. Carnage was useless on him, and you know, Barrier is not really a power, so he just had one power. He was stale as fuck. You had to use either the Rieger, Talon, or Piranha. I just never had much fun with him, but this guy is just a super version of the human adept, you know. He can melee, well, the other one can melee too. That's just Swarmers. Swarmers are the best. But yeah, this guy, he can melee, he can tank, he can get in your face, he can detonate. He's a great character, and he's fun, and I don't care if he has the same color scheme, whatever. That's none of my concern. But yeah, this guy's really fun. Especially against Cerberus. I'll try to get some Cerberus gameplay up sometime in the future. But as far as this map goes, I love it. I love sitting back at that back ammo box. You guys will probably see that in these live comms I'm going to post soon. And then they just spawn either down here or in this room to my right. And it's just nice EQC. It's fun. You can get easy 20-minute gold games just like Glacier. But this map's actually going to be changed, I think, by the time I upload this. So, my bad. It's going to be Glacier in white, I believe. Hopefully Glacier won't have some insane hazard that gets you killed. As far as gear goes, the Juggernaut shield is good, and the survival pack that gives you outbacks and shields, that's going to be one of my primary gears, definitely for CQC. Because if you're fighting Reapers, you don't pay attention to what I was doing right there. If you're fighting Reapers, you don't necessarily need maximum melee damage, because you know, half the enemies have armor, and your melee damage is reduced against armor, so getting the extra damage isn't going to benefit that much. And the only enemy you have to really worry about one-hit killing is the Marauders, and that's not a problem. So when you're fighting Reapers, extra op packs are going to help, extra missiles, and just extra shields, basically, to take as much damage as possible from the Ravager shots, the Brute Claws, you know, the Face Johns, and of course the Banshee Warps. So when fighting Cerberus, that's when you want to stack all your melee damage to try to get your possible one-hit kills against Phantoms. You know, the difference between killing Phantom one hit and leaving her on 3 bars of health can result in you dying for the wave right there. So that's where it comes in handy. But as far as some tips against Reapers goes, I'm not really doing it right now. Looks like I'm just trying to kill all the mooks and have my teammates go for the Banshee, but one thing about the Banshees is once she stops moving, unless you're low health and you can't afford to soak one of her warps, do not use a power against her, because she'll keep her barrier down. Of course, right there I end up doing it. You want to get the warp on her when she's moving, so you get your 10 seconds of exposed and she's weakened. And then once she stops moving, you just shoot the shit out of her, and then when she's fairly weak, you get that shockwave in there to try to finish her with a biotic combo, which she'll probably end up just blocking. And when she has her little shield up, she also blocks her melee. So Banshee's very interesting enemy. I'm gonna hopefully one day make a more in-depth video. And look at this. This is stoner Bastion time right here. Thought that was pretty funny. Oh jeez, we're coughing. So yeah, this is one of the spawns I was talking about where you can just go to town. Flamer is a great power now. I actually haven't used it, but I've had plenty of teammates use it, and armor melts pretty damn fast. Like I said with the soldier, the key to this character is not taking health damage. You know, his shields, Cyclonic Modulators for shields, Rage Mode is for shields. There's not too much as actually Rage Mode. I think it's just for damage protection overall. But there's not too much that'll help your health in this game besides Bloodlust, so you always want to have as much shields as possible. Psychotic Modular 4 is probably the best, actually. It is the best armor bonus for this character. And yeah, he's just a tank. Like Jumpin' said, there hasn't been a tanky adept. There it is, there's the barrier down, but then I make her put it up. This is the learning process right here. You want to get the warp on her before she puts it up. Not all the gameplay has to be perfect, you just need to, you know, correct what's happening on the screen if it isn't perfect. So I actually have Biotic Mastering maxed. That's why the challenges are coming up again. If there's anything I want to stress with this character is don't only put 3 points into warp. You need to max warp. Trust me. That extra 10% of damage and that extra 50% of weakening armor, whatever it is the difference between having your teammates save you while you're getting grabbed, or, you know, killing the Atlas in 2 cloak cycles or 3 cloak cycles. All that adds up, and you know, you just need the max warp. It's that simple. Speaking of warp, the Asari Infiltrator, the Geth and Korean Soldier, and the Drell Infiltrator are definitely the characters I'm looking forward to most. Right there, my teammate, I just heard it, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I got too close to her and his arc grenade detonated the tech burst, or my shockwave detonated the arc grenade tech burst, and ended up getting me killed because the biotic explosion would have staggered her. And then look at this guy, he comes up and he has a missile, so he just ran away with me with his missile out. And then of course, like 58 mana gel is used later, that Fortune runs by like a beast. I mean, they used like, I think they ended up using like 12 mana gel once I died, so I was carrying pretty good this game. But yeah, like I was saying, the Asari Infiltrator, definitely looking forward to her the most because I spec basically all my characters with how effective they're against armor. And camo plus warp. I mean, camo and overload is nice, but camo and warp, like, you give her a claymore, okay, you warp an Atlas or Brute, and it should be a one-shot with the damage modifiers. It should be a one-shot. I'm curious to see what her Evolution 6 will be. I won't be surprised if it's a sniper bonus, but you know, this is a much better job, by the way, of how to kill the Banshee. Shouldn't have thrown that shockwave. Basically, don't use a power that's not an instant power when she's on armor. So, you know, shockwave goes forward, takes a while to get there, but overload and energy drain are instant. So don't use a projectile like power when she's on armor, unless you're blocking her from throwing the Banshee bomb. But like I said, I'll get more into the in-depth with this eventually. Right there, of course, it worked. Everything seems to contradict what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the Asari's 6th evolution is. If it's pistol damage, give her a Talon, and she will run Cerberus, just like the Asari Adept used to run Cerberus or Paladin. That would be amazing. And then make it so the weapon's lighter, or something like that. Actually, you probably wouldn't even do that for an infiltrator now that I think about it, but she's going to be really good. And she'll have Dark Channel. That's a no fitness character. Easy. Easy. And then the Drell is going to have Recap Mine and Homing Grenade. Goodbye armor. The Korean Marksman is going to have Sabotage, Marksman, and Tactical Scan. Are you kidding me? He's going to have a Harrier. All gay. All day, baby. All gay. Wow. And then, of course, the Geth Soldier. When you combine a power that negates shields, plus a power that gives you more shields, plus Flamer, that'll be very interesting. So, hopefully he's already out while I'm making this, or while you're watching this. And I'm probably gaming with him right now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That was some Krogan Shaman gameplay. Like the video, do your thing, and peace.